Hello and welcome again. Welcome to a new edition of Vaughan en Vivo. My name's Richard Vaughn. I'm your English teacher for today and for every day. So, manos a la obra. Let's get down to business. Let's get started, shall we? Okay. I have a list. I have a list in front of me. Yes. This list has 25 sentences, and the other day I did 21. That means, eso significa, that means that I have 4 sentences left. If there are 25 sentences and I have done already 21, that means I have 4 sentences left. And in this program today, at least in the first half hour, I really don't want to turn the page and start on a new list. So I need to find a way to make the last 4 sentences stretch for 25 minutes, to stretch like something is elastic. You grab both sides and you pull and you stretch. Also, if you're sleepy, you stretch. Here in Spain, it's not good to stretch in public, okay? But when you get up in the morning, you yawn, you stretch, desperezarse, and you get ready for work. How long does it take you to get ready for work? How long does it take you to go to work? How long does it take you to sit down and start working? How long does it take you to go for lunch? How long does it take you to drive home or go home after work? How long does it take you to get ready for dinner? How long does it take you to fall asleep at night after you go to bed? How long does it take you, etc. to get ready? So, ask me how long it takes me to prepare this class. Richard, how long does it take you? How long does it take you? ¿Cuánto tardas? Es que en inglés el verbo tardar no existe. Tenemos que usar el verbo llevar o tomar. ¿Cuánto te lleva? Que también puedes decir en castellano. ¿Cuánto te lleva preparar una clase? How long does it take you? I don't prepare these classes. Tengo que reconocerlo. I have to admit it. En inglés, cuando reconoces un hecho, se dice admit, not recognize. Recognize is when you see somebody says, Jennifer, I didn't recognize you with your new hairstyle. I didn't recognize you. But en esto, tengo que admitirlo, tengo que reconocerlo que no lo preparo. I don't prepare my classes. The last time I prepared an English class was maybe 20 years ago. But these classes are the product of 35 years of preparation, okay? Teaching for 35 years, for me to teach is like walking to the pharmacy, okay? So it's easy for me. To learn is another question. Teaching English is easy. Learning English is not. So my job's the easy part. Your job is the tough part. It takes a lot of time. Okay, shall we start? We will stretch 4 sentences into 20 minutes. All right. Dámelo. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. No decimos give me it. Okay? Ahora bien, si digo dame el libro, pongo el libro delante. Da el libro a mí. Give the book to me. Or give me, dame el libro. Give me the book. Give me the book. Give me the book. Give me the book. Give me the microphone. Give me the cup of water. Give me the books. Pero cuando decimos los dos pronombres, melo, dámelo o dámelos, decimos dalo a mí. Give it to me. Give them to me. All right, dámelo tan pronto como lo tengas. Give it to me as soon as you have it. Do you have it yet? You don't have it yet? When do you think you'll have it? Next week? Why can't you have it tomorrow? I need it as soon as possible. Well, when you have it, let me know. Cuando lo tengas, avísame. When you have it, let me know. Give me a call. Give me a ring. As soon as you have it, let me know. And give it to me. Give it to me as soon as you have it. En cuanto lo tengas. You have 2 expressions. En cuanto lo tengas o tan pronto como lo tengas. En inglés, as soon as you have it. The moment you receive it, get in touch with me. The moment you receive it, contact me. The moment you receive it, get in contact with me. 3 ways. Get in contact with me, get in touch with me, or simply contact me. And to simplify English, ponerse en contacto con, just simply say contact. It's very easy. One word, one verb. Contact me. O sea, literalmente contáctame. All right? To get in touch is perfect English, beautiful English. To get in contact is beautiful English. But we can simplify. As soon as you have it, contact me. Let me know. Give me a ring, and come and give it to me, or I'll go for it if necessary. It's so important for me to have it that I'm willing to go to your house to pick it up. But I would rather you come to my house to give it to me. That way, I don't have to move. Okay? So, as soon as you have it, let me know. Y dámelo tan pronto como lo tengas. Give it to me. Give it to me as soon as you have it. Fijaos en la V de give y lo bien que suena. Give it. Give it. Give it to me as soon as you have it. ¿Te pareces a tu padre? Two possibilities, or three possibilities here. ¿Te pareces a tu padre? It depends on how we approach this idea. Físicamente, you look like your father. You look like your father. Ahora, en forma de ser, you are like your father, or you take after your father. De tal palo, tal astilla. You say in Spanish. It's an interesting expression. In English, we have a similar expression. A chip off the old block. You take after your father. Your father has a strange, nervous tick with his arm, and you have the same. Your father gets angry when things don't go his way, and the same thing happens to you. You take after your father. You are a chip off, con doble F. You are, contracción, you're a chip off the old block. A chip off the old block. A chip, como potato chips or chips, fish and chips, chip. This word is una rebaba, una viruta. And a chip sacado del viejo taco de madera, o bloque de madera, decimos en inglés. So you're a chip salido del bloque, que es el del palo, tal astilla. Okay? So you're a chip off the old block. You take after your father. You don't look like your father. You look like your mother. But you're very much like your father. Okay, vamos a mirar esto. You look like your mother. You are like your father. It's very simple. Te pareces a tu padre, tu madre, físicamente, pero eres como tu padre. Or you take after your father. Your father has thick eyebrows, and you don't. Your mother has thin eyebrows, and you have thin eyebrows. So you look like your mother, but you take after your father. And when a person looks like another person, they look alike. To look like each other. I look like you. ¿Te pareces? Yo me parezco físicamente a ti. I look like you. You look like me. Therefore, we look like each other, or we look alike. Una sola palabra, se escribe alike. We look alike. We look exactly alike. We look just alike. Maybe we're twins and we didn't know it. Okay? Often, there are two types of twins, identical twins and fraternal twins. Fraternal twins in English is what you call in Spanish mellizos. Okay? They are not identical. In fact, it could be a boy and a girl. Ahora, identical twins are gemelos, and they usually look just alike. And sometimes it's not easy to tell them apart. Sometimes, if you don't know them well, you can't tell them apart. Do you understand? To tell them apart. Of course you understand, is to distinguish between one and the other. Which one is Pepe and which one is Paco? Because they look just alike. They look just alike. All right. I remember two friends of mine, Larry and Gary. Larry and Gary. Larry and Gary Payne, yeah, Larry and Gary. I met them when I was 13. I remember perfectly. I was in school. I was in what they call today middle school. When I was doing it, it was called junior high. In the American educational system, the first 6 years are elementary school or primary school or grade school sometimes. From year 1 to 6, and then year 7, 8, and 9 were called junior high school, and years 10, 11, and 12 were high school. Now it's different, but nevertheless. I was in seventh grade, séptimo año, seventh grade, the first year of junior high school, and I was a good basketball player. I was on a team, and we were good. We were one of the best teams in the state, in this case, the state of Oklahoma. And, but we were not the best, but we were almost the best. And then in the middle of the season, well, middle note, after the first 3 or 4 games of the season, 2 new boys arrived in the school, Larry and Gary Payne. Apparently their father was transferred to the city, and so they arrived in the city, their first day in school, and they wanted to play basketball. But the season was already underway. The basketball season, temporada, was already underway. Season, la palabra season is para estación del año, spring, summer, fall, or autumn and winter. Those are the seasons. But we also say temporada alta de turismo. High season, low season, y la temporada de football season, baseball season, basketball season, etc. And so, Larry and Gary Payne, their last name was Payne, como dolor, suena como dolor, but the spelling is different, P-A-Y-N-E. Larry and Gary Payne arrived in the school. New students, they didn't know anybody, but they wanted to play basketball. So they went to the gym and they talked to the gym teacher, the professor of physical education, the gym teacher, and he put them in contact with the basketball coach, el entrenador. And the coach said, well, the season is already underway. Underway, una sola palabra. The season is already in progress, okay? We have already played 4 games. We have won 3 and we have lost 1. So our record was 3-1, okay? And then he said, well, let me see you play. And they started playing. And they were very, very good. Both of them were short. So they played the position of guard. Guardia? No, base, lo que decís aquí, base. Jugaban de base. And they were identical twins. They looked exactly alike. They looked so much alike that it was impossible to tell them apart. It was impossible to tell them apart. Okay? To tell, of course, means decir o contar. Tell me a story. Cuéntame un cuento. Cuéntame una historia. Tell me. Tell also is decir. Dile que venga. Tell him to come. But to tell is also to distinguish. To tell the difference between 2 things. To tell the difference between this book and this book. Well, the difference is very clear. This book is easy and this book is hard. Okay? I can tell the difference. And I think if you look at these 2 books, very soon you can tell the difference too. You can tell them apart. Okay? Can you tell the difference between an African elephant and an Indian elephant? The elephants in Asia, in India, in Burma, in Bangladesh, the elephants have smaller ears, okay? And the elephants in Africa have bigger ears. The elephants in India are slightly smaller. The elephants in Africa are bigger. The elephants in India are easy to tame, relatively easy to tame and to organize and control. The elephants in Africa are wild, very difficult to tame. So I can tell the difference. Can you tell the difference? I can tell the difference between a Japanese person and a Chinese person. Can you tell the difference? Yeah. I can tell the difference between Norwegian and Swedish language when I hear it. I can tell the difference. Can you tell the difference? I can tell the difference between an American accent and a Canadian accent. Can you tell the difference between those 2 accents? Okay. So tell. Are you angry? You're angry today. Sé que estás enfadado, eh? I can tell. I can tell. Just looking at you. It's clear. I can tell. I can tell you're angry. Aquí no estoy usando tell como decir o contar. Estoy diciendo que lo veo. Está claro. Se te ve. Okay, I can tell. Because when you're angry, your cheeks turn red. Yeah. You don't blush. Eso es sonrojarse. But your cheeks turn red when you get angry. And they stay red for at least 3 hours. So either you're angry now or you were angry a few minutes ago or a couple of hours ago. Because I can tell. Okay, I can tell you're angry. It's clear. Now, si tienes gemelos idénticos, initially it's difficult or impossible to tell them apart, to tell which one is which, to be able to tell the difference between the twins. And in the case of our friends, Larry and Gary Payne, the coach was surprised. My God, I've seen many identical twins in my life, but you are truly identical. It's impossible to tell the difference. It's impossible to tell you apart, okay, to separate them and to know which one is Larry and which one is Gary. But it was clear that both of them could play basketball like the devil in person, okay? They were good. They were short, quick, and they were deadly, mortales en el tiro, deadly in their shots. They never missed. And so the coach said, well, of course, you can join the team, even though we are in the middle, almost in the middle of the season, aunque estemos, o aunque estamos, even though we're in the middle of the season, you can come. But I have a problem. And the coach had a dilemma because he wanted only 12 players. And with 2 new players, he had to deshacerse de. He had to get rid of 2 other players. And that was a tough decision with moral connotations because you feel sorry. But he spoke to 2 boys. He said, listen, boys, I'm sorry to tell you, but we're going to have to dispense of your help. We're taking you off the team, okay? I recommend you work very hard for next year to be able to become members of the team again. And so those 2 boys left the team. Larry and Gary joined the team. And from that point on, we won every game for the rest of the season, and we won the state championship. We were number 1 in the state. And in fact, we were number 1 in the one South region of the United States that included Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. And we won every game. And instrumental in winning it were two things. Number 1, Larry and Gary Payne joining the team. And another story that I don't know if I'll have time to tell you, but it's even funnier or more interesting than the Larry and Gary Payne story. But the question was, in American basketball, usually the defense is man-to-man, not a zone defense. There are 2 types of defense in basketball: zone, por zona, and man-to-man. And most teams use man-to-man. And our opponents had problems because if one person guarded Larry Payne and another Gary, they got confused because the 2 twins looked so much alike. They looked, fijaos como lo estoy diciendo, se parecían tanto. They looked so much alique escrito, so much alike, una sola palabra, that the opposing team was confused in guarding, o marcando, decís aquí, guarding the right person. And so often one of the 2 brothers was free because 2 players went for the same guy. And so finally, towards the end of the season, some teams played a zone defense against us to avoid this problem. To look alike, te pareces a tu padre. You look like your father. You and your father look just alike. I look like my father. I look like my father, yeah. When I was younger, I looked like my mother. It's funny. Always, when I was 10 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, everybody said, Richard, you look just like your mother. You look just like your mother. You and your mother look alike. Now, the opposite. People tell me, you look just like your father. And when I see myself now on television, when I watch this show in the evening and I see myself, I say, anda, es mi padre. Estoy mirando a mi padre. I'm looking at my father, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it because my father and I are very different. Very different. I'm not like my father. I don't take after, creo, I don't take after my father. I don't take after my father. But when I see myself on TV, clavao. I look exactly like my father, or I look just like my father. So, te pareces a tu padre. You look like your father. I have 2 more sentences. Would you like to hear the story of the other player on the basketball team? Would you like to hear the story? Do you want me to tell you the story? Do you want me to tell you? Do you want me? Así lo decimos en inglés. ¿Quieres que yo te cuente? En español utiliza ese subjuntivo muy latino. ¿Queréis o queréis vosotros que yo os cuente? All right. Do you want me? ¿Queréis me? Decimos en inglés. Do you want me to tell you? It's easy in English, but it's very different from Spanish and French and Italian, etc. Do you want me to tell you the rest of the story? Okay. Two things happened that season that turned us into a champion team. At the beginning of the season, we were a good team, but not necessarily number one, maybe number two in the league. But Larry and Gary Payne hicieron acto de presencia. Larry and Gary Payne showed up on the scene. And second, Philip Pringle, he was one of the forwards, alero. He was about 6'4", which means he was about 1'94", so he was relatively tall. He was a good shot. He made 50% of the baskets, not bad. Okay, so he was a good shot, a good player. He wasn't excessively fast, okay, but he was a good player. And his father was an eye doctor. Eye doctor is the most common word we use for ophthalmologist, a doctor specialized in your eyes. And Philip's father was an eye doctor. Well, one day, about in the middle of the season, after about 8 or 9 games, Philip came to the practice wearing glasses. We said, Philip, my God, wearing glasses. And every shot he made perfectly. And we said, wow, you shoot better. You're more accurate. You are more accurate. Preciso is accurate. We have 3 words for accurate. We have 3 words for preciso o exacto. Exact, precise, and accurate. Pero cuando es precisión de tiro, it's accurate. Y la precisión es accuracy. Fijaos en la pronunciación. A es una A corta. Accure, como una cura. Una cura, curar, cure. Accurate. No, accurate. He was very accurate. Suddenly, instead of 50%, 90%. Mr. Perfect practically shooting. And we said, wow, those glasses help. And he said, yes. My father didn't realize that I was blind, that I was half blind. And I've been half blind for 3 years. And so the story, you have the expression in Spanish, en casa de herrero y cuchillo de palo. And in this case, we could create in English a new saying in the eye doctor's house the children can't see, because Philip had been half blind, very short-sighted or nearsighted for several years, and his father didn't realize it. And his father was a respected ophthalmologist or eye doctor in the city. And he finally realized, my God, my son can't see. He put glasses on him and perfection in his shooting. And so suddenly we had 2 guards who were fast and furious. And we had a forward who was hitting every shot. And nobody could stop us after that. And we reached the championship. So, ¿te pareces a tu padre? You look like your father. ¿Te pareces físicamente a tu padre? You look like your father. ¿Te pareces en forma de ser? You take after your father. Or simplemente, si queremos hacerlo de forma más fácil, you are like your father. You're exactly like your father. Okay? And so, we have the story. Do you look like me? All right. Do I look like you? If we look like each other, then we look alike. And when people look alike, it's difficult to tell them apart. Okay? This book looks just like this book. It's difficult to tell them apart visually, but if you use them, it's easy to tell them apart. This is for intermediate students, and this is for advanced. And this is one of many, many books that I use and that people in Vaughan use to help people like you who desperately need to improve your English. And I'll continue using these books in the next half hour. So it's time to take a break. I will give you 5 minutes only. So I need you back here religiously. I need you back here in 5 minutes, okay? So don't go too far away.